Today we are going to make a balloon popping game that when you start it, balloons drop from the sky. When you click them, they pop. And you see how many you can pop in 30 seconds.
So we're going to go to scartch.mit.edu and then we're going to create a new one like always.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do, delete the cat, and then we're going to hover over it and choose a sprite. And you might be able to see it right when you get started, but there's a balloon there already. If you don't see it, you can search for it by typing balloon, but I'm just going to go ahead and click on the balloon. The first thing we're going to do is a little bit of art. We're going to click on costumes at the top. And if you like the blue balloon, that's great. I'm going to delete 2 of the other colored balloons because we're going to...
what color do I want?
So I'm going to delete the yellow and the purple, and I'm going to edit my blue one.
I don't like the yellow and the purple.
So once you've deleted those 2, I'm going to duplicate the balloon. So right click on it and choose duplicate. So I have 2 costumes now that look the same. I'm going to click on the second costume and we're going to change it so it looks like it's popped. So I'm going to start with this. This lets me edit the vector file. Okay, so I have 4 anchor points that make up this balloon. I'm going to stretch them out and make it look like it's popping. And I can even kind of crank these handles around to make it look even funnier than it already is. Kind of like this. All right, so that's step 1, make it look funny. Step 2, for me anyway, is I'm going to grab my line tool. Now this is really important. Watch me do it before you try. So I click my line tool and I'm going to kind of draw an explosion. So I'm going to click and draw a line. I'm not going to move my mouse at all, and immediately I'm going to click again. That ensures that it's starting from right where the previous line stopped, and that's going to let. I'm going to click and let go, click and click, drag, let go, click, drag, let go, and join back to the start. When you get close, you'll see it'll jump. And now we have a completely closed shape. The reason we do that is now when we use our paint bucket tool, I can pick a color to paint it in. I'm going to do a solid color. Or you can do a gradient color if you want. So here's how the gradient color works. If you click, that's solid color. This is gradient color, means it goes from one color to the next. And I picked yellow here and red there. And then it'll maybe look a bit like an explosion like that.
Oh, I get to choose where the yellow goes. So like the balloon up here.
So if you guys look under costumes, you have 2 costumes, and your second costume's an exploded balloon?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have 2 costumes. Costume 1 is a balloon, and costume 2 is an exploded balloon. The next thing I'm going to do is click on code, and we're going to set up some stuff. We want to keep score in this game, so we need a variable. We're going to go ahead and click on variables, and we're going to make a variable, and we're going to call it score. And we'll keep it for all sprites, meaning that if we add more balloons, they can all add to the score. S-C-O-R-E. Then click OK. So I've got my score. It's visible up there, and you can see right now, I can see my exploded balloon there. What we want to do in our code, let's start things off with the event when we push the flag. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to make sure that our costume is the not exploded balloon. So I'll say switch costume 2, and we'll choose balloon 1. Mine's called balloon 1A. Okay, and I'll push my flag, make sure it turns back to a non-exploded balloon. The next thing we're going to do is set our score to 0. We're starting again, so we need a score of 0. We're going to say set my variable to 0. We'll drag that one in. It's really important that you click where it says my variable and change that to score. So we'll set score to 0. Then under looks, we're going to tell it to show, because it might disappear later on. So that's important that we're showing our balloon costume. And we're going to create a timer. So I'm going to go down to sensing. We're going to put a check mark to say we want a timer, and then grab the one that says reset timer, and we're going to drag it up here. After we show our balloon, we'll reset our timer. So as our balloon falls from the sky, there are a number of times where we want our balloon to start always at the top, but in a random a random location either left or right. And that's our x-axis. So you can see as I drag my balloon here, this x number changes. So you can see there it is there, and there it is there. We're always going to want it to start at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a function, or sorry, a myBlocks function here, a subroutine that will move our balloon to a random spot. So I'm going to click make a block, and let's just call it random. So it's going to move it back to the top, but randomly left or right. Random is spelled R-A-N-D-O-M. All right, so I'm going to drag this over here. In my random block, we're going to do a couple of things, and you'll understand why we're doing it later. We're going to start by hiding the balloon. Under looks, drag the hide block. We're going to wait for 1 second, because we want it to wait 1 second before it moves. Then we're going to show the balloon. And now we're going to do the random stuff. So I'm going to say, under motion, I'm going to say go to, and I'm going to grab my go to X, Y block. And I'm going to clip it right here. Now we know we want it to be all the way at the top on our y-axis, and I'm going to put 150 in that. And you'll see if I push my flag, actually not yet, but in a second, when I push my flag, I'm going to add my random block down here to my when flag pushed. And when I push my flag now, it'll go to the top. Okay, now we want it to go to a random left and right position. That's our x-axis here. So we're going to need a random number in here. To get a random number, I'm going to go into our operators section. So I'm going to go in my operators, and I'm going to ask it to pick a random number between -200 and +200. Okay, our x-axis all the way over here is -200, and our x-axis all the way over here is +200, and that's because there's 400 pixels between here and here. So now, every time we push our flag, our balloon will appear at the top somewhere, but always at the top. So it's always left and right randomly, but at the top. So we want our game to do some stuff, and we want it to happen until our timer runs out. So we're going to, again, use a repeat until block like we did the other day. So I'm going to go under controls, and I'm going to say repeat until, and we want this to happen until our timer runs out, which is at 30 seconds. So I'm going to go under operators, and I'm going to say repeat until, and I'm going to use this top block here. This means something, and this sign means is greater than. Do you guys know the is greater than and less than from math?
No.
Okay, so this is kind of like a little alligator that wants to eat the thing that's bigger. So it wants to eat the thing on this side. So we're going to say it can repeat until the thing on this side is bigger than the thing on this side. And the thing that goes in here is our timer. So I go to my sensing, and I pick up my timer variable, and I drop it here. It's going to repeat until the timer is greater than 30 seconds. And what we're going to have it do is move down. So when things move down, the y-axis number gets smaller. So what we do is we click on motion, and we're going to choose the change y by block. It's important not to grab the set y2 block. We want to change y by, and we want to make sure we're not choosing the change x by block, which is what you're doing there. But so change y by, we're going to grab that. It is a tongue twister. We're going to drop it in there, and we're going to change y by -5. That means it's going to subtract 5 from the y-axis, and that means it's going to move down. So if I push my flag now, I have a balloon that appears at the top and starts to fall. Cool, huh? Try your flag. It'll restart the timer when you push the flag, and then after a second, your balloon will appear at the top and start to fall.
And then it falls at the bottom.
And then until it hits the bottom. Once our timer is greater than 30 seconds, we're going to say, under sensing, we're going to say reset the timer. And then we're going to go under looks, and we're going to say hide.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Okay, so once 30 seconds hits, it's going to stop moving, and then it's going to hide the balloon. Okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to happen now is that whenever the balloon's falling, we want the people playing the game to click the balloon so it'll pop.
When mouse clicked, balloon should hide. We'll switch costumes and hide.
So we're going to go under events, and we're going to find the when this sprite is clicked. What's the first thing we want to happen when we click on the balloon? We want to
change, make the score 1.
That's right. So we'll go under variables, and we'll say we want to change my variable by 1. And we'll change where it says my variable. We're going to change that to the word score. So change score by 1. That means when it's clicked, and you can test this out by pushing your flag, the balloon should appear. And when you click it, every time you click it, boom, 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 your score goes up. Cool, huh? But we want our balloon to pop and disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to say, and then we want it to go back to a random location and appear. So we're going to go under looks. We're going to say switch costume to and drop it under our score. And we're going to make sure it's the second costume. For me that's balloon 1-A2.
Same.
Okay. Then I'm going to go under sounds, and I'm going to say play sound pop until done. Then I'm going to go under controls. We want it to wait a second.
Controls done.
Where does it say? Oh.
And drag out the block that says wait 1 second. But we're going to change that to a much smaller amount of time. I'm going to say 0.1 seconds, which is a 10 times smaller than a second. So under controls, I'll say wait 0.1 seconds.
Can you put a point like that, Daddy?
Yep. And then the last thing I'm going to do is change my looks back to the non-popped costume. Switch costume back. We're going to switch our costume back to the unpopped balloon. And then the very last thing we're going to have it do is go back to a random location. So that's when I click on my block and I choose the random block and I just drop it all the way down here. So now we pretty much have a game have a game that works. So here we go. Push our flag. Look at that. I'm popping my balloon. It always appears in a different location. When I click it, I get a point and it pops and makes a sound.
It's bursting.
Our game worked.
We want one other thing to happen, and that is if it touches the bottom, that it starts again. So let's just make sure our game ends at 30 seconds. Yep, my game ended at 30 seconds, and I can see my score is 11.
My score is 112.
So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit in my repeat area here. I'm going to say, under control, I'm going to say if, and I'm going to drag that underneath my change y by 5 and make sure it's inside my repeat until. And we're going to do some sensing, but the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw sort of like a line at the bottom. So I'm going to click on my backdrops, my stage backdrop. Click on backdrops up here, and I'm just going to choose a fill. I'm going to choose a solid color fill with this one, and I can pick any color I want. Could be pink, could be blue, could be red, could be orange, could be brown, doesn't matter. I'm going to choose red though.
I'm going to choose green because it's the color of the grass.
Okay, that's cool. And I'm just going to paint a red line at the bottom for me.
So you're using your line tool?
I just used the rectangle tool. And I'm going to go back to my code. You'll notice there's no code there now. That's okay. I need to click my balloon. This is the code for the stage. We'll do that in a video in the future. So I'm going to click on balloon, then click on code. And then like Liam guessed, we're going to go to sensing. And we're going to say
touching.
Yeah, if touching color.
What?
If touching color.
I already did it.
Use your dropper sword.
I use my dropper sword.
Choose red. And I'm going to say,
green.
if touching color red, I'm just going to make it start again with my block and make it go back to a random position. I'm just saying, hey, if it touches the bottom, make it fall again. So let's test it. I'll push my flag, and I touched the red, and it started again. Yeah. So the very last thing we're going to do is if you want more than one balloon, you can right click and duplicate your balloon down here like that and start it over, and then you could have lots of balloons and people could be going crazy popping balloons, seeing what their high score is. Could be lots of fun. And there are all sorts of fun things you can do to make your game interesting and unique.
I hope you liked our balloon pop video.
Like and subscribe to our video to see more.